Looking through the lens, opinions of three friends. Looking through the lens, sometimes they don't make sense. Alright, welcome back everyone to another episode of Through the Lens. Today we are reviewing a new movie called Cruella 2021. Yeah, Cruella is a... Wait, this ain't a synopsis, it's a Wikipedia thing. But let's see. Estella is a young and clever grifter who's determined to make a name for herself in the fashion world. She soon meets a pair of thieves who appreciate her appetite for mischief, and together they build a life for themselves in the streets of London. However, when Estella befriends a fashion legend, the Baroness von Helmont, she embarrasses her wicked side to become the rash and revenge-bent Cruella. Right, so Cruella, directed by Craig Gillespie, produced by Andrew Gann. Yeah, Andrew Gann, Mark Platt, Christine Bernal, important, but screenplay by Dana Fox and Tony McMara. Story by Aline Brosh McKenna, Kelly Marshall, Steve Scissors. And starring Emma Stone, Emma Thompson, Joel Fry, Paul Walter Hauser, Emily Becker, Kirby Housemore Baptiste, Mark Strong, and others. Yeah. Forgot to introduce ourselves. My name's Zephyros. On my left is Mr. Petrobus Gold.
Oh, hi.
And on the other left we have Mr. Sundude.
Top of the evening.
Top of the evening to you, sir. And we shall start this review with a first impressions. How's the
my
movie?
first impression, so kind of sum up my ideas here. Did this film need to be made? No. Is it still a fun one? Yeah, that's my impression too.
Oi, dog, check this out.
Get it for fur.
Absolutely. Yeah, this movie's
Not a dog impression.
yeah, not a good one there.
Sun dude, more like sun dog.
What?
Hilarious.
Hilarious. So this movie, it's a pretty fun movie, but doesn't really make too much sense in the 101 Dalmatian universe. But is pretty nice in it.
Yeah.
What do you think, son, man?
Mm,
That's good.
I did not realize because it's been so long since I watched 101 Dalmatians. I was like clueless.
You forgot about
I forgot about it, and then I was like, oh, these are some like weird decisions.
They're like, oh,
but
these
no.
are very specific. I
Yeah.
don't know why, but they're just very specific.
And
Yeah.
I was like thinking as well, oh, wouldn't it be great if she like became like this instead of like if the movie ended like this instead? And then right before I find out that it's 101 Dalmatians prequel, and I'm like, ah.
Yeah.
it's that lady.
But no, yeah.
Alright, with that all out of the way, we shall talk about the acting in this film.
Pretty good in it.
It's pretty
I
good, I'd
think,
say.
yeah. Emma Stone crushes it as Cruella. Like, she's really good.
So much.
Also,
Crushes it.
Emma Thompson's pretty great as the Baroness.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna be
Fun.
honest, my favorite character from this film was actually possibly Joel Fry's character of Jasper, which is really surprising. If you've watched the animation, he's just one of the henchmen. He's kind of just there and he does some shit stuff. They really, well, it's good to writing, but like,
He has
damn, he
emotion
was
in this
really
one,
good.
does
For
he?
me. I think I empathized with him the most out of anyone.
My favorite character was Wink.
Oh yeah,
Ugh.
Wink. Proper dog.
Yeah.
Better than the other dogs. Alright.
A rat, but the size of a dog. It is still a rat.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of writing decisions, let's talk about the writing here. Was it
It's
good?
it's
Bad?
not terrible.
Alright.
There's the overall story is pretty interesting. I think it has a lot of pacing issues with this one. I think the first act of the film is kind of uninteresting. Then from like the second act actually gets pretty good. Then bits and bobs in between there, it's kind of eh. But there's actually kind of a cool story, I think, with I guess her origin story. But the thing is, it doesn't really work as an origin story. Okay, let me compare this to the movie Joker, right? Because you're gonna hear a lot of comparisons to that movie, right? This
Oh.
anti-hero, we live in a society. The thing about Joker is he has a bunch of different iterations of him. So the whole point of one of the big things about the Joker is nobody knows what backstory is true, right? They could do whatever they want with it. But this one, there hasn't really been any reimaginings of 101 Dalmatians. So this is like a prequel, but it doesn't feel like it's setting up that Cruella character.
It's a bit of a
To you guys, which
reboot.
if you guys know what Cruella, oh wait, I'm not spoiling 101 Dalmatians. It's Cruella is like evil bad guy who kidnaps dogs, right? That's their whole
Yeah,
thing.
that's the premise
Do
in
you
the original
think that you
movies.
could make them from her actions in this one to that one?
Maybe she wants
Like, do
the
you think
dogs
like
back.
she's kind of a hero in this story? I feel, and so like to her go from hero to dog killer, that's kind of a big leap, and I didn't really buy it. So that's kind of my biggest problem with the film.
She doesn't hate dogs in this film. What a departure from the original work.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where the disconnect is from the original film and this so-called prequel. I would call it more of a, as you said, reimagining, or even like a reboot thing. But yeah, reboot. But overall writing, I'd say has some good bits, but also has some questionable bits here and there, you know, that may not always make sense. But yeah, you son dude, what do you think?
I don't know. I could tell there was some like odd moments. Also, some parts have to do with me forgetting what 101 Dalmatians was like. But some other like stuff I can't pick up on, like writing, like pacing issues and all that. But there was some moments which just fell off. But yeah.
Okay.
Oh, another thing with I guess this would be dialogue mainly. They do a lot of the let's call it solo or Star Wars story stuff, right? Where because it's a prequel, they feel like they have to set up every single thing about the character and not leave anything to interpretation. Other than the really big thing that we kind of needed to be set up, which was her being like a dog killer, that didn't get set up at all. But all of the little other things about her character are all like set up in this movie. And I'll go into more of a criticism later in spoilers, but that's something I know.
Maybe, mate, they'll make a sequel, and then they'll make her a dog killer then.
And the sequel
That's
will be
smart.
set in the 70s, and then she does
Yeah.
time travel and comes back in the 60s. Yeah.
the writers for this film is that advanced, mate.
Yeah, man.
I have now remembered
But
how to
just-
speak kind of British.
Oh no,
Alright.
we're gonna do British accents again.
Yeah, because I
What if it's an
forgot for the
overheard?
first 10 minutes how to speak British. Now I remember. Alright. Alright, let's move into cinematography. Pretty good, yeah?
Yeah, it's extremely stylistic. Which I'm gonna be
Ooh.
honest, doesn't always work. It made sense for like the high sequences, I guess. Like, oh, what's the word? Oh no, she says she's a grifter. That's okay. That's okay. There are high sequences. That's fine. And
Yeah.
car chases, but sometimes it's a bit overly stylized for not much reason, I guess.
Yeah. But would be a good example be the first one shot kind of take thing? Very good one.
No, I think that was a good use because it was like kind of showing her
The
house.
environment.
But I guess like tonally, I guess it creates like a tone of like, I don't know, fun adventure action movie heist film, which I guess
Yeah.
it kind of is. And then I guess maybe it's writing that's the issue here. Like there's meant to be like darker themes at play that kind of clashes with the fun nature of the film, maybe.
Yeah, there is a bit of a contrast there.
Yeah, that might be the thing.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, because dark themes, but some fun moments.
Yeah.
Alright. Let's talk about the editing and visuals. Pretty good for the most part. We got
Nice.
some decent CGI, like the dogs, and what else was CGI? Dogs.
This, I think London itself is CGI, right?
CGI
Oh, that's
60s London. I like that. The
that
general
looks good,
environment of London, pretty good. Everything is
Actually,
in
adding on to
place.
that, yeah, sorry.
Are you going to talk about the dresses and the fashion?
Yeah, I was going to talk about that. Production design in this movie is incredible. So, interesting fact, I was telling Dio when we were watching the film, but you might like this one, Sandeed. All of the clothing design were designed by an actual like fashion designer. Like an actual like, yeah. So that's really cool because it makes it feel like really authentic. And I think it absolutely worked in this one.
Can you get a name for that?
Would be in the
No,
Wikipedia, would it?
it probably would under the seafood casting crew, maybe.
Hold on. Fashion. Or designer. Designer.
Is it Fiona Confi that was that decorate costume design? Any makeup? Actually, there's too many things that I can't really.
Costume designer is hold on now.
Wikipedia says Jenny Beavan.
Yeah,
Jenny Beavan.
Okay. It just said costume designer, so I wasn't sure if it was like the person we were talking about.
She seems to be the original costume designer for 101 Dalmatians. Oh, that's crispy, man.
She's designed for other movies. I think maybe that's it. And she's won a bunch of awards. She's won.
Your mic's being very crispy right now.
Yeah.
Is it fixed?
Or maybe.
Yeah, might be Mrs. Jenny Beavan there, but
You hear me?
Yeah.
yeah, we can hear you.
It's quiet.
Now?
Yeah,
Alright.
pretty. That's good. Right. So good
Alright.
stuff there. Good stuff. And a bit of a downside here is one of the scenes where there was like the sea, and she was in the sea. That looked kind of weird, but it's only for like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah. So pretty good. Let's get on to the audio / music.
The soundtrack is a big part of this film, eh?
Oh,
Yeah.
a random side story thing. With 101 Dalmatians, the original 1960s classic, they used 3D audio.
Surround sound technology.
Yeah. That
I
was
mean,
kinda
Dolby's
cool.
already
It's not
there back
good.
in the day, so I assume they would have some sort of something. An early rendition of surround sound.
Yeah.
Or they could have just like remastered it for the
Oh,
new
yeah,
releases.
Oh yeah, maybe Disney Plus remaster or something.
Yeah, I think they do that for all the films. Touch up the old
So
stuff.
the audio and stuff still sounded relatively old.
By old, do you mean like in quality or just like stylistically?
Quality.
Well, that would make sense, yes. From
Yeah.
its media.
Yeah. Anyway, back to this film.
Music, good music here. We got a bunch of music from its time period, around that time period. Some nice variation from like funk to rock to be that punk there. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Really gives an atmosphere of rebellion, you know? Because that's what they do back in the day. Rebel against the establishment.
Yeah.
So does Cruella, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything more to add there?
No.
Alright. Let's get into the spoiler zone.
Spoiler zone.
Alright,
Beautiful.
boys and
Go.
girls, ladies and gentlemen. Timestamp
Timestamp.
in front of Jack's face. As usual.
Why does it have to be? Okay, sure.
Because it's always in front of your face.
Then.
Yeah, so let's talk about some spoiler moments.
Let's talk about the writing a bit more. I guess more of the good stuff in this film was just the fact I thought the story was really cool about how she was kind of going up against the fashion lady and kind of jokering it, I guess. But she has like an alter ego as Cruella, and it's very superhero-y. It has an actual kind of cool murder plot, I guess, with what happened to her mother. That was actually pretty interesting, and I thought that was kind of cool. So ultimately, that's the thing. She was a superhero in this movie, essentially. Like, I don't really think she did anything bad that I remember. Did she do anything bad, really? I guess, theft, right? That was about the only thing. But like,
She
so
used to
does
be a
fucking
thief.
Ant-Man. So, like, and she never crosses the line to killing people or killing anything. Like, she doesn't even like really consider it. So I mean, she kind of goes like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill you," but like, she doesn't really do anything. It's like I don't
No, she
really
kinda
see her
stabbed
as
her,
the
man.
Cruella
But like only for a
with the
jab.
needle thing. That wasn't like actually stabbing. That was like for a reason.
A jab. Good old jab.
we were talking
Little
about how
poke.
she got injected with poison, you know?
Ah,
Just
yes.
assassination attempt.
Hey, what was that for,
yeah.
mate? Because what was the
Inject you
jab
when you're
for?
adopted.
Because nothing really happened. It's for the
Distraction.
dogs.
Yeah, it was distraction so she could take something from
The whistle.
her neck.
Ah,
or-
yeah, that's right. Little chubby chubby.
Oh, that's another really cool thing about the movie. The high sequences, I think, are done really well, and it works with the stylistic tone they're going for. So that's how I was talking to Dio when I was doing this. I was thinking the director could probably make like some Ocean's 11 type film
They did do a bit
instead
of
of
that
making
where
the
they're like,
Cruella
oh, here's the
They could
plan,
go off and do something.
and they showed the thing.
Where's the angle?
Yeah, the angle.
That's what I
yeah.
mean.
Angle.
Those scenes are fun. Like they're good fun. The scene, yeah.
They should do that in
Oh,
101 Dalmatians 4. Wasn't there a sequel to 101 Dalmatians?
yes, there was 102 Dalmatians, which is a sequel to the live action 101 Dalmatians. Then there was 101 Dalmatians Part 2, which was a directed DVD 2000. It was really yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was talking about the solo problem, right? Where they felt they need to explain every little thing. A lot of it was like me going, "Hey, I remember that. I know that. Yeah." Like, she uses that word, imbecile. That's a reference. And it was mainly done by that dude. What's his name? Horace or something?
Which one's he?
Yeah, Horace. Which made he's really funny in the film, and I like him more than I liked him in the original cartoon.
Is he
But the thing is, a lot of his dialogue is really annoying because, like, he makes that one line about like, "Hey, don't you notice that dogs always look like humans?" Because I think they're doing the idea from in the cartoon where Horace is meant to be the smart one. We kind of pointed out all of the things, and then people would be like, "Shut up, dogs can't do that." But like, he's explaining jokes from the first movie. See, the first movie had like actual, like the opening sequence, right? You see like the dogs with their owners, and like that's done as like they don't explicitly say, "Hey, those dogs look like their owners." It's for you as a viewer to interpret yourself. But this movie feels the need to explain stuff like that, which I felt like ruined a lot of the charm of that movie.
Good thing I didn't watch.
Yeah. It was so fucking annoying when he literally spelled out, "Hey, the car says devil. It's Cruella devil. Get it?"
No, he kind of said that so she had the idea to call herself Deville, though. Is that the thing? 'Cause was that explained in the first one?
But it did... Nah, mate.
So
It's
you don't
just-
really know where she
just-
got the
that
name.
was just her name in that movie.
Hey. So now we know it's
And
from
the
a
movie is
car.
just her
I
name,
guess
like-
there you go, car name.
Or she could have just had her as an actual name, but I guess not.
Speaking of Deville, that was
Uh,
also the car in A Night in Hollywood. What was it? A Night in Hollywood? Was that the name? The fucking Tarantino film.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah, once upon a time. Hollywood.
That's a great movie.
But I remember that car where he just kind of beats the hippies. You remember that? Yeah.
Actually, that was one of the things that was done pretty well. The fact that she can't drive. They don't explicitly go like, "Hey, you can't drive." Ha ha ha! That's a funny joke because it's a reference. They didn't do that. That's just like the only thing that they actually
I mean,
kinda
they did,
managed to get
bro.
right.
Like the
did.
skinny dude was like, "Hey, you can drive?" She's like, "Not yet." Or some
I
shit, yeah.
guess, but it wasn't like super on the nose as much as like the fucking spelling out devil, devil
It's
thing.
just
Yeah,
okay. Mhm.
yeah. That's kind of like my issue with the writing stuff. Oh, here's an interesting one actually. Oh, this okay. Yeah, my issue with this thing I'm about to mention is the way it doesn't really fit with the lore. They really flesh out the side characters of the two main thugs, right? Which is why I liked the side. What's his name? Fuck, I've already forgot. Not Horace, the other one.
Not
Jasper?
fat one.
Jasper. I like
Yeah.
Jasper a lot in this film. He
Jasper.
changes drastically in the next film. He's like a dumb, idiot, rude dude in the next one. But he's actually nice and thoughtful and recognizes how he's being mistreated in this one, which is nothing like the 101 Dalmatians. Because they're kind of all dicks, but she's a dick to them, and it's just like, yeah. But this one, there's actually fleshing out of why they're with her, why they're going through this thing. They actually believe in a cause, and it actually makes sense because the parents, like, they actually do a pretty good job at that. Does not work at all with the established law. Also, there's kind of a nice little, I guess, subtle hint that there might be some feelings between Jasper and
Yeah,
Cruella.
that felt a little random to me, but I'm not sure.
I could see it
Well,
a
from
little.
the
I guess. Actually, now that I think about it, I may a little bit shoehorn. I mean, it would have maybe it would have made sense if they like
it's
it
more
was
like
something that
the
was in the 101
closest, you know,
Dalmatians.
because from the start of the childhood bit, like she noticed that he is the smarter one, you know,
Yes.
and he was like kind of the one.
I guess he's the dumber one in the 101 Dalmatians.
Yeah.
But,
And remember when like the start of the film was like her birthday, he kind of organized it all and gave her the job thing.
yes,
Yeah.
I guess there's a little bit of something there.
I guess they're
To
pretty
be honest,
close.
I think that's fine to just like hint it and not like go fully into it, because then it's like that's something you can leave to speculation. But at the same time, you can't really speculate too much because 101 Dalmatians has like none of this
It's
stuff.
a reboot.
So I don't know. And that's like an actual thing that I think they actually did much better than 101 Dalmatians. But
Because they're in
didn't.
101 Dalmatians, the important characters are not them, it's the dogs. So that's the different thing in it.
Oh, okay. Now that we're going into that, we can talk about the dogs. All right. It's really weird, the post-credit scene in the film that like is the start, like ties into this very start scene of. Actually, not the very start. Actually, now that I think about it, no, it doesn't make sense.
It just
Hold
tells
on,
you
hold
that
on. Okay,
they
I'm
have
really
the
dissect that
dogs
scene,
because
okay?
the Cruella gave the dogs.
Yeah. So then he's singing the Cruella song, right?
Yeah.
He creates the Cruella song when he meets his wife in the 101 Dalmatians.
He forgot and remembered again.
Alternate
I
universe.
remembered again. Or alternate. That's actually. I think Sunny, you might be
Reboot.
right. They might be trying to do a reboot or something that this
Yeah.
is related to. Because yeah, the post-credit scene made absolutely no sense as someone who watched 101 Dalmatians.
Because then she comes back to kill the dogs.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. To get that pup.
What were the puppies for again? Just to kill them?
To make just to kill.
Or just to get the dog coat?
Yeah, to make
Ah,
coat.
okay. Dogs and
Other things to talk about.
green screen parachute scene. Okay.
Yeah.
That was weird. So yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
Alright, I guess final thing from me then, because I completely forgot about 101 Dalmatians and made zero connection.
Yeah.
So when I was watching, and I was watching by myself, so I got like zero input from you guys. So
Yeah.
this is from the perspective of a person who has never basically has never watched 101 Dalmatians. I've watched it a long time ago and I've completely forgotten about it.
Yeah.
When I was okay, here's the thing with me. I like a good cliche.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I was like,
They can be good.
she could become a Stella again, and like, and really like get good, get back in touch with Jasper and Horace, and then they can be like a nice happy family again.
Yeah.
So it felt
The
it felt
Stella
weird to me that she
dies.
became Cruella at the end. That's just me liking a good cliche.
They kind of. It was kind of a. Fuck. Nope.
Kind of felt
That's
mutual
about
at the end. Like they kind of wanted to be with her at the end.
Yeah, which doesn't.
In a
Which
way.
didn't make that much sense in relation to the next. I mean,
Yeah.
it did, yeah, it's just like it was a bit weird.
Yeah.
Well, like Cruella kind of explained the
Yeah.
story, right? And they're like, "Oh, that's cool." And I guess she kind of said thanks. So they're like, "Oh, finally." Yeah, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Cool, let's."
Yeah.
They're still willing to roll, and they get a mansion, so that's good.
Yeah.
Better than not getting a mansion, so
Also-
I would still go.
Cool. Right in, right?
Yeah.
All right.
That it. Alright. Let's get into the verdicts then. Welcome back everyone who skipped spoiler zone. If you did it, good on you. We're gonna talk about the final verdicts now, starting with myself. I thought this movie was a fun one. A bit of a departure from the original film, where it features Cruella, but it's good. Kind of has a disconnect with the original film, but most things are executed well. Music's good. In general, environment visuals are good. Writing, that it had some slow moments, as Patronus Gold once said, and some weird moments as well. But yeah, it's just a decent watch. I'd give it a 7 out of 10.
Right.
Yeah, basically everything Dio said, doesn't really fit within the world of 101 Dalmatian, but it's still an enjoyable movie nonetheless. You know what? Yeah, I'll give it a 7 as well.
All
Seven out
right,
of
make
10.
my job easier. I'll give it a 7 too.
Yeah.
Very nice. That gives us a score of 7 out of 10 for this movie.
Woo! Again, not a dog impression.
Who can relate? Alright.
Woo! Woo!
Thanks everyone for watching this one. Tell us what you thought, or future think of this film in the comments below. Like if you like if you dislike. Subscribe if you haven't. Press the notification bell. And watch out for our next episodes, our future episodes. And we should be seeing you the next time around. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Sarangyo.